Hello readers and digital people, and welcome back to The Backrooms Explored. I am your host, Grant Reeds, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I did not expect for it to be back so soon. I'm working on so much right now, so I really didn't know if I'd be able to fit this in, but I'm so glad that I was able to. I am so excited to get into this. This video is called Presentation. It's the newest episode of The Backrooms, and it looks like it's about 8.5 minutes, so it's one of the longer ones. Let's dig in and see what we got. A lot of flashes there. I already get a feeling I'm going to have to go back and slow things down. Async Research Institute. Got a lot of different names for Async. It's a big brand. A-Space Perspective Development. I'm going to have to try to clear that bottom text up. I cannot read that.
The world around us is ever-changing. Throughout this past century, we have seen the advent of countless innovations that have completely reshaped life as we know it. But with all of this growth comes a number of undesirable byproducts. Byproducts that, if left unchecked, have the potential to irreversibly scar our modern world.
You don't say!
As human expansion is projected to increase exponentially in the
Backrooms is a
coming
bad idea.
decades, we must
Idiot.
account for these never-before-faced challenges in ways equally never-before considered.
Like groups and dimensions.
Here at Async, we believe we have found the solution.
No.
The low-proximity magnetic distortion system.
Oh, this is the public advertisement, or public presentation. That's interesting.
What is the low-proximity magnetic distortion system? Using 32
Uh-oh.
will be distributed across all points, allowing for cargo and personnel to seamlessly pass through their designated threshold.
Bad idea. So project needs to be cancelled. You're gonna destroy the entire freaking planet. I'm calling it.
While our current threshold is limited in scale, future models will be able to span entire rooms, allowing for the transfer of larger vessels and equipment.
Now y'all are making me nervous. I'm getting freaking cold chills now. This is deadly dangerous. Frick. Yeah, all you care about is that giant money. No, you say it's the conventional storage and A-Space is so much more affordable, but that's you're thinking about your wallet. You don't care about that. You don't care about that. A-Space. They're calling it A-Space. It's a space. Yeah, this kind of propaganda just makes me angry, and I'm getting more and more peed off the longer I'm watching this. Why are we following these guys? What is it we're supposed to see there? Industrial processing. Well, I mean, if industrial waste gets out of hand and, you know, there's an explosion or a chemical leak, it wouldn't hurt people because it would be in a different dimension. But with all those freaking weird mutations and everything in this dimension and the radiation and all of that causing, you know, the creatures, what the frick is it going to do to all your stored goods and chemicals? And I mean, once you get chemical waste involved, we're talking about like full-on BOWs, biological weapons being created by accident, or maybe intentionally. Don't tell me what these freaking people really want. This is such a bad idea. They got, oh my gosh, they got restaurants and stores and everything. I mean, they're really expanding, and it's a cool idea. But you already know it's not safe and you're going along with it anyway. You know, this is what happened with Jurassic Park. And look how that turned out. It's doomed from the get-go. If you don't take all the safety precautions and get things under control in there first, or at least find out if it's safe first, you end up dooming humanity, and that's what you freaking idiots are doing. Frick. I said, all these concepts look nice. They look great, but that's not how it's going to be. We live in another dimension. We come out to work on Earth. Totally not being enslaved. We're just, you know, thrown in the memory hole. They don't know. The problem is they don't know the exact repercussions living in this dimension is going to have on humanity. They don't know how it's going to affect people long term. They're jumping the gun in many different ways. Are they in that bad a shape on their planet? Like, do they got like a year left to live or something? Because Tape Archive 3283. That's the only way I can see them being this careless with it and rushing it this much, is that there's some kind of extreme catastrophe on the horizon. I mean, what we got now with the planet's bad, but it's not, you know, imminent death. It's like it's not like we've got a year left to live or anything. That's how they're acting. Well, there's that, well, no, that's a larger threshold. I don't think it's that one we saw last time with the second lip, but it might be. There's their replication of what the Backrooms supposedly looks like. That's what the first room looks like, but that's not all of it. What is, like, toxic fumes from cars and things going to do to the Backrooms once it's introduced? So you don't know how they haven't done enough tests. They don't know how any of this is going to react once they get it in there. They're being extremely careless. And this is how you end the world. Good job, guys. You introduced Armageddon. Whoa. That was weird. Okay, that was the night lights coming on. Still weird.
Research and commercialization could have been expedited. Well, I'm glad you think that way. As a matter of fact, if you look at your laws,
Why are they expediting it?
page, you see critical technologies in the world by failure to recognize that by having a system of declassification of certain elements, having the industry be with us at that point. Sir, you over here.
Uh-oh, you got a containment breach again?
If you could all just excuse me for 1 moment, my apologies.
They didn't even seem that concerned. They continued speaking before actually addressing it. What is wrong with these people? Do they want to freaking end the world or what? They got some ulterior motives we don't know about. I mean, that seems pretty obvious now. They shouldn't be this calm about it. There's something going on. Hey, it's the guy from last time. Guy who triggered the red alert. It's when he came back and triggered the red alert. Okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna say, how freaking stupid can you be? Freaking async, knowing about the bacillus, knowing about all of these bad things, has decided to go ahead and go through with it, commercializing the storage facilities, the A storage in the Backrooms. And they're just going to offer basically cough syrup and use lawyers to cover it up and just go on with it? Do they not care about the future of mankind? Okay, I understand they want money, but in order to have money, honey, you gotta have people. And if you kill all the people, you kill all the money. Do you understand, Async? Or is it getting deeper and darker than that? Are they wanting to infect people intentionally so they can sell them the medicine? Because there's a lot more money in medicine than there is in storage. Could this be a multifaceted scheme to get more money from people? I think the Backrooms just got a lot darker than they were before. First, let's look at the date. This is 5/8 of 1990. Oh, and there's a link too. It links us to an account called Laura Harris. I don't think that's a name we've heard yet. And there's no other videos on the channel, but we definitely need to mark this one down as something to remember. Alright, let's see what the video has to say.
Hey, yeah, who are you? I saw you chasing Bart's ambulance.
Hutz is the name, Mr. Simpson. Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. Here's my card.
Talking about attorney at laws.
It turns into a sponge when you put it in water.
Ooh, classy.
I'd like to talk to you about bringing legal action against
exactly.
the fiend who did this to your boy.
They're gonna need to bring in some lawyers, because it might, you know, affect their boys negatively, you know, turn them into, bacteria creatures?
Just a bump on the head and a broken toe,
Make
nothing
them sick at
serious.
least.
Doctors. Doctors are idiots. There's no telling what kind of permanent injury
They must have
he
really
might
good lawyers
have.
that they sink.
You might have to wait on him hand and foot for the rest of his natural life. That's the downside. Now here's the good part. You can ching, cash.
Whoa, what's that say? It says Josie. Yeah, Josie. Josi. Probably gonna be Josie and the Pussycats, but I don't know. Let's see. I don't think that's how you spell that, though. And nothing I can find out about Josie, per se, but I'll keep that in mind going forward. Triple Equine. Need to look that up, too. Some kind of medicine? Showing it affect people's lungs.
You're right. When you
Dimacol.
come over to my office and we'll talk.
Dimacol. Oral medicine. Cough medicine. Well, it's referring to the coughing when you get infected, I guess. It's just a temporary relief from coughing, though. So it's saying that maybe they come up with some kind of medicine, and that, you know, these lawyers covered up, and they had some kind of medicine that they're going to have people take that will cover up the coughing and maybe fight back the bacillus. But the problem is, if he continues to mutate, it could still get to him. That's still not enough. It's still not safe enough. I'm thinking maybe that it's saying the lawyers covered it up. And that's how they got away with this, if this is our version of reality, or at least a parallel version to our reality. Because we know it's not exactly our reality because that leap year that didn't line up. But if it's a different version of our reality, or one that's crossing over with ours, I still could use that for reference. Alright, let's see if we can sharpen this up. It says internal use only. Something. Can you all read that? If you can, please leave me a comment down below. Why blurry pictures in unfiction series? Why? Yeah, I'm looking at you, Justin. Yeah, I get that the byproducts can scar our world, but is this world really any less important? Because, I mean, apples to apples, it's a place and we're a place. Is dumping all our pollution and destroying this other plane of existence really justified? Especially if there's already living beings there, as we see here? How do we judge that we're more important than them? That's a little self-centered, you know? And it's not a permanent solution. We don't know if this place is actually infinite or not. There has been no confirmation. We know it's big, but we don't know if it's infinite. So, it's not a fair assumption. The low proximity magnetic distortion system, also known as dump your crap here! Why is all that redacted? And then the fact that it turns blue here makes me think backwards blue messages. They're creating a whole nother world. This actually reminds me a lot of the interface for Umami. How they're just creating another world for people to live in, either as a means of evolution or as a means of taking care of pollution, things like that. Humans stagnating the world. Of course, the problem in Umami, or in interface, I should say, was that the world had been, you know, corrupted by spirits, and then the veil was broken. But I mean, I don't really see that as the same problem. This is more just pollution, but it's a very similar resolution. I think humanity's just really reached that point where we've realized that what we're doing is not sustainable, and we're searching for something else. I don't think we need an interface to live in, or a parallel dimension interface to live in. Let's fix our planet. Let's just do that, okay? Instead of being lazy and selfish. And there we go, we got it. We got our backwards blue message. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring this one into Photoshop. This one's a little bit more complicated. Unfortunately, it's not a complete message this time, but what we can see of it, if we take it and squish it where it's readable, it looks like it says designed to deceive the federal government. Or maybe, I don't know, I see FEDE. I don't know, what do y'all think it says? Let me know in the comments below and we'll discuss it together. Hopefully we can figure this out. Maybe it'll be in there later though. Maybe there's more to this message below. Well, at least we know which room that is now. That's the Overseer room. So who are these three people? They seem really important. Maybe they're the investors. Maybe they're government officials. Could this be the founder? Are they just not bringing the founder in? Have they not explained what they saw, the risks? I kind of feel like it's the director Ivan Beck. And this is the first time he's been introduced to the project on a first-hand basis. I think they kept things going and didn't really explain to him or tell him the risks for some reason. No, it was under the supervision of Philip R. Heyman, so I'm thinking this guy here is Philip R. Heyman, and now this person we're seeing is the director Ivan Beck. And he just, he hasn't seen this on a first-hand basis yet, but does he know about the risks? Did he maybe proceed anyway? Did he maybe not believe them, or maybe not think that it was that, that dangerous? Is he maybe planning on going in and exterminating these bacillus creatures? Well, there's a lot of questions to be answered in just from this one frame. The Doe Tape Archive 3283. And they're looking in the same position right now that the thing appeared. That the person in stasis or whatever it was appeared. So they definitely know about it. At least she knows about it seems like. Whoever she is. I wonder what Doe is. I searched it and I couldn't really find a Doe Tape Archive, so I'm wondering what Doe is. So the scientists slipped through February 29th of 1990. And it says this video was from May 8th of 1990. So time travel may definitely be involved here. It seems like he slipped ahead into the future quite a bit. Or could time just be that distorted in there? Could time be that much faster? And if it is, people could go into the back rooms, into the storage, and when they come back out, if they stayed in there, let's just say a month or two, it could be a year or two. They could be losing time like crazy. What could that be doing to their bodies? Could that be hyper-aging their bodies? Are their bodies going to be synced to this dimension? Is the aging going to be slowed? I don't think so, because these people are from our world. I don't think their bodies would naturally sync. They're a foreign entity in this realm, but it may. And if it does, are we even human anymore? Because, the red alert does go off right here. And that could be because he's infected, but it could also be because he's not exactly from our realm anymore, because he's went through the back rooms. That's definitely a risk to consider here. See, what caused them to expedite commercialization and go ahead and push forward? This is after they saw the things that happened, saw the things that they saw, and knew there was monsters there. Someone's hiding it. And I think that's why we saw the lawyer thing. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Let's see what they're saying. Let's see if I can hear this.
Commercialization could have been expedited. Well, I'm glad you think that way. As a matter of fact, if you look at your laws for page, you see critical technologies in the world by failure to recognize that by having a system of declassification of certain elements, having the industry be with us at that point. Sir, just come over here. Sir, please take a look at this. If you could all just excuse me for a moment. My apologies. One moment, please.
It's Jurassic Park all over again. And we know that the dinosaurs escaped that, so are these beings gonna escape this? And basically create, maybe like the newer Jurassic Park movies, the Jurassic World movies? Is it gonna be Backrooms World? He is moving kind of funny though, isn't he? I mean, I assumed he was infected because he was coughing, but he seems like he's really changed, very infected, very mutated. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later, but that doesn't seem good at all. And now this message makes more sense to me. They're only declassifying certain things to get on the side of the consumer and the side of the industry, but they're hiding things from the federal government, hiding things from the people, to make it seem safe because they see it as such a valuable opportunity, monetarily and for the planet. But if it's a mirror dimension, it would harm ours as well, so I don't really see that being very effective. Anyway you dice it, anyway you slice it, it's very shifty operation, and it's honestly just, it's scientific malpractice, and it really should not have slid under the table like it did. The more we learn about async, the less I trust them. Well, at least we got a little bit of an update, and we kind of understand their thinking, their side of the situation, what they did, why the project continued, and that it actually did continue, because up until this point, we thought that maybe they shut it down when they saw the monsters and everything, and saw the scientists' reactions, how afraid they were, but no. No. Somebody continued it. They did not pull the plug. They started to commercialize right here. And that's where we see where the returning scientist fits in. It was right when they're about to present it to the world. So maybe something he said shut it down. We don't know if it's still open or if it's shut yet, so we don't know exactly what their world looks like, but I guess we'll find out very soon, because we are definitely continuing along. Hopefully we'll get to hear his story next. I'm really looking forward to an interview. I really hope there's some kind of interview. Fingers crossed, hoping that's what's next. Alright, but until then, I'll see you on the next one. Again, leave your comments below. So much to discuss in this one. I feel like we really need to come together to figure out what the heck's going on here. I'm doing my best to figure it out, but again, I can't figure it all out, and I do better when working as a team. So let's be a team, let's figure this out. Whew, oh boy. There's no telling where this series is going to go next. So I'm definitely going to be watching this, keeping a close eye on everything to do with this. But until the next one, as always, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I'll see you all. Hey, thank you all so much for watching. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jerry Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, Poof Poof, MC Darfer, Vexus, Agnieszka, Randy Monster, and Nightmare Luna. Really, thank you so much for everything you do. It means the world to me.